folks. Good morning. It's time to
Not
talk
there.
antiques again. And boys, we're missing one that supposedly looks the best of the group, they say.
I know. I got a good chair this week. So
Yeah,
stay with
you're
it.
filling in for them. That's big shoes to fill, buddy.
Phil got the spot of honor today.
He's it. He's the man.
We can swap it any time. So
I'm going to let you keep it.
No.
But anyway, David's gone to a funeral today, and he'll be back with us next week. But we've still got a good show for you. We're going to talk about some arcade and some gaming machines items where they've recently had an auction, and then we're gonna look some of them up for you and tell you what they're actually bringing, and then we may talk about listing a car on eBay Motors in case anybody has a car they want to sell.
okay.
So you want to start us off?
Okay. All right. We've got arcade and gaming items went on sale with Murphy's Auctions. They know where to conduct their next big multi-million-dollar coin op and advertising sale. Featured more than 1,300 lots of vintage music machines, back bar bottles, and fine antiques. The company, headquartered in Denver, Pennsylvania, moved its antique arcade vending and gaming machines to the gaming playland of Las Vegas. Two floor model slot machines, each estimated to sell for $400,000 to $600,000, are expected to make the bells ring at the auction. One's a 5-cent and a 25-cent slant front double Venus. It's the only known example that will play music. Its oak cabinet features quarter sawn tiger grain, multiple carved antiques, and cast iron relief elements, including the goddess Venus. The other floor model slot machine, circa 1900, is a 5-cent, 25-cent, and 50-cent Cali Brothers Eclipse triplet musical upright slot machine. It could be called the holy grail of slot machines. Hand down one of the most sought after machine by collectors according to Morphy's. The Eclipse triplet features 3 separate machines housed in one stunning oak cabinet. So have you ever dealt with any antique slot machines before?
And I have some jukeboxes and some old like a arcade video games.
Oh, okay. So no
They gathered
slot
up all them
machine.
gaming machines.
None of
right
that
here,
really
didn't
old
they?
stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
those were the
they
special
have-
ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
those special.
Yeah.
Okay.
The really special.
I want to clear that up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Somebody think we was running an illegal gaming machine or
But
something.
now,
There you go.
they could still play Asteroids or Pac-Man or I
You
don't
go
know.
to jail for that?
Oh, you won't go to jail for playing Pac-Man.
Well, I didn't know. I tell you, things have gotten so wild here lately.
Now you would if you played the poker machines or something
There you
like
go.
that.
Now, as long as they're for entertainment purposes only. There
Yeah.
you go. That's the. So, okay. So, among the many antique arcade machines is a circa 1899 1-cent Ruver Brothers Elephant Wonder Jumbo Fortune Teller. Dressed in a Victorian-era silk and lace dress, it has wooden limbs and an articulating leather trunk. For 1 penny, she flips through her book of fortunes to deliver a message to the lucky or unlucky fortune seeker. It's estimated to sell for $150,000 to $250,000.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot.
I remember the ones you used to stand on and it would give you your weight and your fortune.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
remember those?
Yeah, we had a
Found in
scale.
most bathrooms, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had.
Yeah. My fortune
why.
was just going to keep on gaining.
Yeah, it's my my bathroom had a scale in it, so I never figured out why to spend 25 cents on that. So,
No, I got a new set. I got me a new set of bathroom scales here a few weeks back.
yeah.
And you can stand on them and they'll tell you what you weigh.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty loud, it says it twice.
Oh, yeah.
So you may not, want people in earshot
So
of
if
them.
your belly sticks out so far that you can't see the numbers, is
Yeah,
that
just in case you can't see them.
Okay, we got a 5-cent Charlie Fay Liberty Bell slot machine featuring a black sheet metal and brass cabinet with Liberty Bell emblems on either side of its body. In it, with its original mint reels, award cards, locks, tax stamp, and Charlie Fay tokens. This machine is estimated to sell for $150,000 to $250,000 and is a museum quality example of the first three-wheel or dial payout machine created by Charles Fay around 1898. So that is coming up. When did I say that was happening again? It's in Las Vegas here, coming up soon. So if you want to spend $150,000 to $250,000 on an antique slot machine,
You can get you one. You know, they
That's
don't
where
have
you
a
go.
lot of good slot
Ronnie can
machines
give
and
him
stuff
cash.
in
I'd
Las
have to write a
Vegas.
check.
true.
But I've looked up a few of these.
You have arcade machines, didn't you? Or did you?
The most expensive one was. It doesn't really appear to be very old to me. It says automated steel drum, pan, and coin op. It says it's a really rare, marvelous arcade machine. Is any amount of coins per play. Plays MIDI files arranged especially for the steel drum. Contains C melody, lead pan, bass drum, snare drum, tambourine, maraca, as well as high and low bongos. There are only 4 in existence. Choose from light or a dark cabinet. It says the light cabinet shows a coin comparator, which is included in the MIDI operated unit. So if it's a MIDI, it can't be very old.
No.
But there's only 4 of them, so I guess that's what makes it so expensive. But it says now the dark cabinet is a roll operated unit, and merely for consideration of color, the coin comparator allows it to play and operate on any number of single coins from any country.
Weird.
But now square coins from Aruba will not work.
Oh, okay.
So if you got a square coin, you're not going to get to play it. It's got more than 1,000 tunes in the playlist, and that one brought $16,750.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but you know, the way it's made, it does look old,
Yeah.
but I don't guess it is.
I
But-
pulled up some slot machines, and while they're not going for anywhere near $150,000 to $200,000 on eBay, they have a hand-carved character, a knight in shining armor from the Silver Palace Castle Casino, and it went for $12,500, and it's a full stand-up, life-sized knight in shining armor, and his chest is the slot machine. So,
Now that's different.
That's pretty unique, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a this one is something. It is a newer machine because it's a arcade Tesla 2 cockpit simulator, mirror beam splitter. I think it's a virtual reality machine.
Wow.
The process of making light rays parallel so they appear to be at or near infinity. I guess that's what they call virtual reality. So, well used over the years. There was a limit of units were manufactured around 2,000, so it can't be great technology. But these 12 units have been used, and they were played by thousands of pilots, or players. And it brought $19,999.
Wow. That's a pretty expensive flight simulator for.
That's a nice one compared to what you get on your PC.
When we let's just to jump subjects, the airplane that gosh, I mean, jump subjects and not know what I'm going to talk about. The airplane that the military is working on right now, that's just a super expensive one. They were doing the landing gear in Tullahoma, and about 3 years ago, with the P-Head was invited over to do a news story on it, and I got to fly in the flight simulator that the
Wow.
pilots actually used, and there were screens in front of you and beside you, and it was really amazing. And
That's something you don't get to do.
no,
every day.
this was not a flight simulator like at the game room. This was a multi-million-dollar, and the guy who was running it, I asked him if he went around the country doing demos like this, and he said no, usually he's training pilots with it in Texas, that just like a couple of times a year they go out to do events like this, and that we were one of the few events.
Well, you
of the
didn't
year.
crash it, did you?
I did not. It's really, all the pilot really does is coordinate a little bit of stuff and take off and land. And to target another plane, they actually did that from the ground using other radar, at another place, and your plane would launch a missile to shoot down that other plane that it could be hundreds of miles away from you. Because you weren't using the radar in your plane, you were using ground radar or somebody else's radar. It was just amazing.
Now that is weird. The pilot's just sitting there to take off and land. The plane basically flies
The
itself.
plane basically flies itself. It really was. Yeah.
And
That'd still be scary to me.
You don't even have
Oh,
to.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't even have to do the targeting or the shooting.
That's what. Yeah. It's
Wow.
like you were picking your target, but you weren't using your radar, and the other pilots didn't even know you were there.
Well, I'd be the fellow up there hollering, "Shoot down, he's on me."
That's the idea was that you were going to shoot them down from hundreds of miles away
Yeah.
before you were even, before they even knew you were anywhere around.
Wow.
It was pretty amazing.
And I
Yeah.
had about 48 or 9 hours of, flight training in
Oh.
just a little, two-seater Cessna. And you were busy in the cockpit. I mean, you had
Yeah.
to really work to fly that thing.
Now, was that Ray doing that for you?
No, that wasn't
Oh,
Ray.
wasn't Ray?
No, it was a guy named Frank Presarello. He was an instructor in Tullahoma.
Oh, okay.
And a really good pilot. He was really good. He was like retired.
I guess Ray's your uncle too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Donald Ray. I'd like to go up with him sometime.
Well, I'm
I don't know
sure-
if he still does or not.
He may. Now, he had his own plane, I believe.
Ray, if you're listening in, buddy, if you got a bunch of boys wanting to fly over.
Yeah, we want to fly. Come and get us.
There you go.
Okay. I've got a Mario Kart arcade driving game.
I've played that with my kids.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Now, is it you against them, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's they're joined together, so both of you're sitting beside of each other, but you're racing against each other. And it was a fun game, but I don't think I would pay $11,700 to have in my living room.
A little steep.
Somebody did.
There you go.
3 people beauty per hour.
Wow.
Well,
Hey, and that free shipping, right?
Yeah.
there
What
you
about
go.
that?
All right, I got one more as a Jennings Sun Chief El Rancho Las Vegas slot machine. It's been restored and to original condition, they say. It went for $4,750 for the buy it now, plus $150 shipping. So almost $5,000 for a vintage Vegas slot machine. All right, do you need to take a break here?
That's right, but more fun continues on Let's Talk Antiques. This is Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
All right, folks, we're back with Let's Talk Antiques, and I think Phil's doing a pretty good job sitting over in the man's chair, don't you?
Why, Lord, yeah, I
I said
am.
the man's chair. Now.
Don't tell him I was in his chair. We'll say somebody
I
else.
think he'll know anyway when he sees the show tonight.
He'd be
Okay.
proud of Phil.
Oh, yeah.
While we were gone, we were talking about this. It says brand new coin operated animal rides, and it's got like rabbits and bears and just all different kinds of animals. And you said you saw them at Opry Mills.
I was at Opera Mills a couple of weeks ago, and they had an area where you could rent these. That's what I walked by and had to do a double take at. You would rent these animals that were about the size of Saint Bernard, or a little bigger, I would say, than a Saint Bernard. There you go, that's the size. And they said that it could carry up to 450 pounds. Now I think it was like $10 for 30 minutes, and you could ride them around a certain area of the mall, and so you could put adults and kids and all kinds of stuff. But the mall was closing when we got there, so there wasn't anybody riding them around.
Hey, I don't guess you could carry your items that you bought, could you?
I don't know. Yes, you
baggage?
might. You hang it around their neck.
Or yeah, yeah. That's
Depends on how fast you go.
But anyway, there's 10 of them here, and they brought $10,000 and $100.
Yeah,
So about
that's not a bad price.
$1,000
Actually,
piece.
seems like. Well, okay, they're for 10.
So I thought that was
There you go.
not bad really.
All right. Well, I've got a ultra rare Sega Time Traveler hologram arcade machine.
Now
It's-
that would be neat.
I remember playing this before and thinking it was really cool, but not very fun game. It was, it's based off of the, like Star Wars holograms kind of deal, where you can move around a little bit and see the characters in the game standing on like this little stage. And it was one of those, where something would happen and you'd have to hit a joystick at just the right moment, and then it would play a certain scenario as to whether you survived or you didn't, kind of thing. So it wasn't, like I say, it wasn't a very fun game to play, but it was really cool because it had real holograms. So
Yeah,
somebody paid $9,000 plus $500 shipping for this one. So
That wasn't the
somebody
the
else
put
thought
a
it was
pair of
pretty cool.
glasses on and just see it, was it?
No, this was probably, I remember being, this is probably 30 years ago at least. So it was very cutting edge technology, but they didn't, if they had spent more money on it being a fun game, probably would have been more successful.
Now I got something different here.
Okay.
This is it says game room arcade pinball machine, man cave. Now they've added all these to pull up different things, but Chuck E. Cheese. But basically,
It's a Chuck E. Cheese costume.
this is a Chuck E. Cheese costume. Yes. It says it's an authentic vintage suit, complete original, but now there's a money back guarantee on it. It's got electronic voice box, and it's programmed to play the Chuck E. Cheese theme song.
Oh, that's scary.
And it can be placed inside the suit and activated by push button controls. But
That'd be a great Halloween costume, but other than that,
yeah, a $10,000 Halloween
$10,000.
costume. Because it might as well say $9,999.
I heard a story on the radio the other day that they are getting rid of the Chuck E. Cheese band things at the Chuck E. Cheese things.
Oh,
That-
yeah?
That today's kids aren't entertained by the animatronics, and that they're going to phase them all out. But they're just in the process of starting. So if you're a big fan, you can go back and see them. But it probably means on eBay in 2 or 3 years here, you
All
might
that'll be
be able to snag up an
We'll be able to
entire
buy 'em.
Chuck E. Cheese band for your living room.
Yeah.
Oh, Chucky.
Wouldn't you like to have one of them sitting
might-
there?
I'd rather have one of them Chucky Schumer dolls that cries.
But I tell you what, today, these kids today, you know, they're growing up with sophisticated technology, and I guess that's kind of boring to them.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so it better be a little creepy to have it in your living room. That's what.
Yeah, I think so too. They'd probably have to go out in the garage or the man cave.
There you go. Exactly.
I guess that's why they said the man cave. Put it in the man
Okay.
cave.
All right. Well, for unique things here, I've got a 1924 Holcomb and Hoke coin-operated popcorn machine. It is operational, not missing any pieces. It has the original motor and the butter bowl with all the interior pieces. So it said it can go on and on about how complete it is. And it also has the ability to add a peanut roaster to it. So, man, this is
Hey, now
1920.
those were cool. My
Ni-
grandmother had one.
Yeah.
You stick it in the fire.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Shake
I know
thing,
that.
boy.
Yeah.
That'd be some of the best peanuts you ever eat.
But 1924,
Good
$7,500 was what they got for it, with free local delivery.
Oh, I'm sure.
There you
For a
Or
peanut
local
roaster.
pickup. Sorry, not delivery. Pick.
That seems kind of steep for a peanut roaster, don't it?
Well, it's a popcorn machine and peanut.
And okay, it does popcorn too. So don't forget popcorn and peanuts.
There you go.
7,500. Okay, I've got an ultra rare Sega Time Traveler hologram arcade machine. It's another hologram machine.
Oh, that's the same thing.
Brought $8,999.
There you go.
Time travel.
Yeah. Yes, you're looking at an awesome Sega Time Traveler arcade. It's got no joystick buttons, 9.9 out of 10 condition, and you won't believe the condition till you see it in person.
I'd have trouble believing if I saw it.
Somebody saw it in person for $9,000.
Well, here's the Dragon's Lair arcade machine, which is like that. I was going to say that was the game where it was the first. Was the game played off a laser disc, so the graphics were pretty incredible. But it was just a timing, and then it would play the results of you timing what you did instead of actually real time play. So that was, I don't know if it was made by the same company, but it was the same idea. And Dragon's Lair was $5,000 is how much that went for, with $500 shipping.
You play it against somebody?
No, it was just a one-person game, and also, man, it was one of those where you couldn't continue your game and you had to make it through the entire quest to rescue the princess, and I never got through the entire thing.
You never got to rescue her?
Never. I think I saw it happen once, and I figured that was close enough for me, and I quit putting my quarters in at that point.
Hey, here's something different. This is Raw Thrills Batman arcade driving game, and it's got an arcade game in there, and it's got an oval picture of the bat. You know how the bat was on Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like kind of the searchlight thing, but on the top. And it brought $8,699.
Wow. I have got where's my description on it? I've got do you remember the Tron arcade game?
Yeah, I remember
I
trying.
would say that was a really big deal when I was a kid, and somebody fully restored one. But it's the original game, and it went for $5,395, free shipping. But it came from Chattanooga, actually, so it wouldn't.
Wow.
If we had bought that one, they would have been pretty good on their free shipping.
They
wouldn't
done
have
all
got
right.
stuck.
They could have just run down the
That's it.
mountain and dropped it off
Us
and
folks who
been
don't
done
know
with
what
it.
Tron is, would y'all explain that?
Tron was
Troll or Tron?
Tron.
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 Yeah.
What is a Tron?
You have never seen Tron?
No, I'm stuck back in the hills. They had Pump Sunshine back there.
Wow.
It was a movie, and I think it was one of the first movie video game tie-in things. So it had a game with a whole bunch of different scenarios in it where you would do different things throughout the game.
Wasn't that Moore fella that invented that movie, was it?
No.
I need a little spacey at times.
There you go, exactly.
Okay, I've got an Adams Family pinball machine, 1992,
That had to be a good one.
by Bally. Yeah, $6,894. See what it says about it. Probably not much. Well, it says.
The Adams Family,
Yeah, it says it was just serviced in 2017 and in great working order, so they really told us a lot there.
Here is the a Goonies pinball machine from the movie Goonies. $9,500 was to buy it now that they got on that one.
They must have tied these pinball machines into just about every movie.
I think so.
Okay, I got a brew bucket crane machine with MEIDBA, whatever that is. It says try your house. I think that's one of the little grappler things.
Oh.
Remember when not so long ago you begged your parents to give you the money to play a crane game?
at Walmart still, aren't you?
Yeah, and it didn't matter what was in the machine. It was like a chance to be a winner and let the rest of the world know it. So it only seemed right that adults and kids should have the equal opportunity to achieve the same feeling among their peers. So that was the inspiration for that game. And it was designed to provide operators with a piece while entertaining clients with a new challenge in an entertainment of surprise. I don't know if I would be too surprised after I spent about $5 or $6 to
I was
win
going to say my granddaughter can teach you some.
to win a little egg or
Think about
something.
that now.
There you go. All right, let me do one and we'll get out here for our break. I found an 18-foot Rockola antique shuffleboard from 1949. $7,500 with $500 shipping.
Now that would have been a
Man,
good one.
that would have been really nice to have in your game room, but not my game room. So.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in, get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Hey everybody, we're back with Talking Antiques, and the number here is 728-1320.
All right, folks, we're back once again with Let's Talk Antiques, and we're doing a pretty good job with that old David, I think.
Yeah, I think
We may just retire
we
him
kick
or
him to the
fire
curb.
You think we were to kick him to the curb?
We'll just be Donald Trump, President Trump for today, Miss Fine. Not showing up at work.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I've got a Mario Brothers, original Mario Brothers arcade game with professional restoration. That'd be pretty cool to have.
Yeah, and I always liked Mario Brothers.
$2,600. It's affordable compared to some of the other ones.
I liked it, but I hated that music.
Oh yeah, well,
Ooh.
if you have your own, you can open it up and turn the music up and down.
Or
Oh, okay.
you could probably change the music.
Well, I don't know.
You were a little
Now,
innovative.
here's a Miss Pac-Man cocktail table arcade game. They got $2,500 for that, and I have a Donkey Kong arcade cocktail table game, which powers up parts of it, but it doesn't work completely, and I can't find anybody in the area to help me work on it.
I told you I'd help you fix it. You
Well,
never
yeah,
called.
I say I got a friend at the base, and I thought, well, he's like an electronics genius kind of guy, and he looked at it and he was like, no, this is like old school chips
Well,
and stuff.
I worked for Greg Games.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's
I
what
don't remember
did
you
was
offering to
repaired
look at it.
That's what I did was repair.
All right, I'll
and
drag you
refurbish
out to my house and let
video
you look at
games.
it then.
Yeah,
You can knock the dirt dauber nest off of it now and
yeah. See how much
what we
damage
can
they've
get-
done.
See what we can get out of it.
Okay, I got a Bob Space Race water blast.
Oh, there you go. Now that'd be fun to have a water blast game.
It says the game's new. It's made by Bob Space Racers. In excellent condition, works great. It's a top earner in their arcade, so evidently they got an arcade. And shoot water at the target until the lights hit the top.
There you go.
First one at the top wins. And brought $4,999.
Wow. Let's see.
So
Pretty good bargain.
now, do you shoot real water or do you shoot electronic water?
Oh, it's
It's
gotta
got to be electronic water.
It's got to be real water if you want to do it. I mean, nobody wants to
you
shoot
think
electronic
real
water.
water would kind of short it out, wouldn't it?
Not if you hit the right spot.
I got a Dragon's Lair arcade machine.
Yeah.
Pre-owned. See what they say about it. Said they bought it 5 years ago from the original owner, who bought it new, operated it for a while, and then had it in his house. It's got a laser disc player. It was updated to a new generation, and they have limited discs available for sale, and limited art signed by the team. Wow. That
Wow.
would be
So they've
different.
got unique stuff to go along with that.
Yeah, I brought $5,000.
Wow. Ray, here's something that I believe you might have played back in the day.
All right.
We have a Kiss pinball machine. Do you remember those?
Kiss?
There you go, Ray.
I remember being a kid at the skating rink and playing those. So you were probably on tour with them at that point, but
Be truthful with you, that was the only group I never drove for.
Really? One of the few?
main bands.
well, you can have their pinball machine for.
I was always scared of them.
I'm sure.
Anyway, Nick's tongue got that far. He something going on. didn't
Yeah.
Is fourth-
Which bands did you drive for?
he? Shoot, Leonard Skinner, Cheap Trick, the Commodores, the Spinners, Frankie Beverly and Mays, B.J. Thomas.
Leonard Skinner would have been some.
I done 2 tours with them. They was pretty good boys. I think we landed out of the hotels 2 or 3 times for fighting and flooding that hotel.
Oh yeah,
Stuff like that.
they didn't pull any practical jokes on you or anything, did they?
No, they were just rowdy, but they was good old boys.
Yeah,
Just good old boys.
yeah.
Well, let's say that the Kiss machine went for $4,500 with free delivery.
Oh yeah, free delivery. I've got a Journey arcade game here,
Oh, I
1983.
remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect condition. 12 bids, brought $4,249.
Wow.
I've got a. Now this is a brand new one. This is 2018 Golden Tee Golf Home Arcade game with monitor and stand. Now this thing is pretty nice looking. Brought $4,195. It's got a screen that sits up on a stand, and it's got a console that sits in front of it. But I don't know how you play golf on it.
I don't know. I think it's got a scanner and it can show where you swing. I've never played one, but I've seen one.
Here's an Abuto racing simulator. Now this looks like you sit in it and actually drive it. It's got a steering wheel and the pedals, and it got a seat. Brought $3,800. Here's some more of those. There's plenty of those golfing simulators on here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I remember this. And here's a boxer punching bag arcade game. Remember you'd hit the bag? You remember that?
Oh,
one?
yeah.
Yeah. I brought $3,250.
All right, Ray, I've been over here looking to see if there was a Leonard Skinner
Probably are, but now.
pinball machine, and there is one, but there are none being sold on eBay. So sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you remember the bowling game? You know, where you'd roll the ball
Oh yeah.
down the track? I got one of those on here. Brought $3,500
Yeah, that'd be a pretty big thing to have
in your house.
in your house.
Well, you'd have
definitely,
to have pretty big room to put it in too. I'd say.
All right, I'm jumping stuff over here.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, most of them boys, there's a lot of them changed, but there's Ricky Medlock, he's still with Leonard Skinner.
They still tour. don't
Long
they?
haired, yeah, he was with another band too at one time. Him and another fella, supposedly an Indian, Blackfoot.
Oh,
that's what
yeah,
they
yeah.
called themselves.
Blackfoot.
They were good. I drove for them too.
I've got an Evel Knievel autographed pinball machine for $3,500.
Oh wow! I
That
like.
would be.
Abel was a hero. Boy.
Yeah,
he was something else.
He
Yeah,
definitely was.
He had to be insane.
I like to have his sky cycle.
Sure he would.
Wouldn't you like to have that
He
sky
tried to do the stuff he
cycle?
done though. Something was missing
Some probably was. No doubt.
upstairs.
Yeah.
But he was a.
He wasn't
He was
scared. He
one
wasn't scared of
dude.
anything.
No, I don't think I'd even confronted him.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, Bubba, it's all right.
There you go.
Okay, now I've got some. I've got a Regina hexaphone coin-op phonograph jukebox. Now this thing, it's wooden. It's got a big speaker in
Beautiful.
the
It's
front of it.
carved wood.
Yeah, this looks like a nice piece of furniture. It's made by Regina Music Box Company in the early 1900s, and they recently had the mechanism serviced, cleaned, polished, and adjusted everything. It works great. This is one of the first viable jukeboxes, playing a selection of 6 different 4-minute cylinders.
Wow.
So-
yeah, I was going to say,
so
how did they
it plays-
select which one they played at that point? Yeah.
play cylinders.
You know, there's no telling how much money those things brought in over time, is it?
You put a nickel in this one, major selection, and turn the crank 6 or 7 times, and then it plays. So you had to put the money in and actually crank
Oh,
this
that's
thing
on my
up.
time.
You had to crank up the spring.
saw one of them.
Well, I'd say 1900s was kind of, I know it was before mine,
yeah.
but it brought, so I might as well say $11,000.
Wow.
I got a Rocky and Bullwinkle pinball machine. There you go. 38 bids on that. It went for $1,851 with pickup only.
I watched Rocky and Bullwinkle when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was what I had to get up extra early
They
in
were
order
about
to
like
catch them on
SpongeBob. I
Saturday.
couldn't stand that squeaky voice that they had.
Yeah.
Good. Not about 15 minutes worth of that, and you'd be in an insane asylum.
Here's your Baywatch pinball machine from 1980s.
Oh, no, that's the one I
Now,
want.
y'all can watch that one.
30 bids on that went for $1,725. Pretty
I know
30
why they had
bids.
30 bids.
That's pretty
But
good.
Pamela Anderson's on the front.
Yep,
Yeah.
she definitely is. And then here's a 1978 Playboy pinball machine. I remember that one being in the arcades. It was $1,600 for the buy
Hey,
it
you
now.
get that one, take it home with you.
Yeah, seems like you could get more than that on it.
I got a Rockola Elvis Presley limited edition CD jukebox. Brought $10,100. And it's a good looking machine. It says Elvis Presley across the glass, and it's made, tall, curved at the top, kind of like the old Rockola design.
Cool. What did it bring? So,
$10,100.
$10,100. Wow. I've got a 1947 vintage carousel pinball arcade machine. And this is the ones where you just shot the balls up and it would land in the holes. And you would have to line them up in a certain order, and then it would give you credits that you generally probably went to the front of the store and traded in for coins. That
Yeah, you seem to know how that one works.
my
pretty
my
well.
dad explained to me the process of him doing that when he was a kid at his local store back in the 50s, just outside Chattanooga, probably Ooltewah area, I guess would be where it was.
Yeah, you said they go get their money for the credits, and somebody would go back there and there's a toggle switch in the back.
Yeah.
You would flip it and run the credits off.
Oh, okay. So you know more than I do.
I know about that because
Wasn't
I
that
used.
the one where you had to move it to get it in the right hole?
Well, you could
I've had
tilt
to
it
go
too,
and
so-
flip the
Tilt it,
credits
yeah,
off
yeah,
of them
You didn't
several
tilt it
times
too far.
after
Yeah,
they
right.
paid off.
There you go.
So I got a Rockola Bubbler digital round top jukebox. American Made Classic, good looking jukebox. It's all lighted up green and red, and it's still got that same old Rockola shape, you know, that everybody knows.
Oh, here's one is the Super Chicks bubble hockey game, and that was in the game room where you'd have the hockey players. It was kind of like foosball, and they had the plastic dome over the top of it so the puck wouldn't go flying out of it. Mm-hmm. So to buy it now, and that was $1,400.
I've got a small one of those still in the box.
Really?
At the house, just, you know, what's like maybe 5 foot long. And
Oh, I wouldn't call that a small one.
well, you know, it's just, you know, it sits on a little stand. It's never been opened.
Oh, wow.
But the box is kind of rough, but the game is in good shape.
Yeah.
Never been played.
Cool.
Just laying in my floor, one of my bedrooms.
Okay.
I got a limited edition Wurlitzer 1015 CD. One More Time. That was a copy. That's where they made a copy of that one.
Oh, yeah.
Brought $5,500.
I got a 1979 Harlem Globetrotters on tour pinball machine.
Hey, believe it or not, I've done a tour with, not them, but the Bucketeers. And
Oh, okay.
What was his name that threw the ball backwards and run the... Oh, heavens.
I don't know,
He
there
turned
was a
into a
bunch of
preacher for a while.
Curly and Metal Arc Lemon are the
Metal Arc
only two
Lemon.
that I
Metal Arc
remember.
Lemons.
Okay. All right. Well, that was $1,500 for that one, so it's not bad. All
Are
right,
we
well,
about?
Are we at the break?
We are. You're listening to Let's Talk Antiques. Stay tuned for more on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
My name's John Hirschman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Hey everybody, we're back with Talking Antiques, and the number here is 728-1320.
All right, folks, Max has brought us back in high cotton, and we're on our last segment here, boys, so let's do something else.
You know, Max does a good job at that.
He disappears, though. You can't never find him.
You know, if he got a royalty for every time we played that on the radio, Max would have him a little money, wouldn't he?
He may be getting a royalty and us not knowing about it. You know how...
We need to look into that.
Yep.
We
You
could
can't
double his
tell.
royalty that he gets paid for it.
Yeah, because he does it twice, don't
Yeah,
he?
there you
Okay, well, we about listed all the good jukeboxes that we saw on there, so I'm getting ready to sell. I'm going to run a 73 Plymouth Roadrunner on eBay.
Cool.
Probably in the next day or two. I've got to go out and take a couple more pictures. I took some the other day, and my picture of the odometer didn't turn out real clear. We could see the mileage, everything, because it was kind of dark, and I had to use my flash. So I think I'm going to shine a flashlight on it this time.
Is your intention of selling it or just
No, I'm going to sell it.
gonna sell it? Okay.
Yeah, I've sold a couple of cars on eBay
Okay.
over the years. But anyway, it's so we've looked up some 73 Plymouth Roadrunners that have actually sold, and we're going to talk about what they've brought, and then we're going to talk about some of the things that have to go into how you would list it, and Philip's got us some information on what it costs to list, and so if anybody wants to sell a car on eBay, you can follow us through this little process. So what I found here to start out with, I've got a 1973 Plymouth Roadrunner pre-owned. It's in pretty good shape. It brought $22,600 with 2 bids.
That's pretty good shape.
Now, when you pull these up, now they give you a lot of detail about them, and a lot of these are fill in the blanks other than the description. They have like the year and the mileage. This car had 85,000 miles. Had a 440 engine in it, rear-wheel drive. Of course, it's gasoline. Drive side, left-hand side.
Well, once that you put it on
Wow.
there, do you have to sell it if you don't get the price?
No.
you want?
Now you can put a reserve on it.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, I'm sure there's several ways you can sell it. You can put the VIN number on there, but now I think it's what is it, like vehicles from 1981 back or something. You can't get a vehicle history on.
Probably not.
I believe it's something like that. And then you tell about the
Well, I've
title.
been told if you put anything on eBay, you had to sell it. You couldn't.
No, you can put a reserve price on there, and if it doesn't meet the reserve, it doesn't sell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you don't want to put something on there, several $1,000 item, and somebody bid $30 and
right.
win
That's,
it.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And then they gave a description of the car. And, of course, this is a really nice car. The one I'm selling is a fixer-upper, but it does start and run.
How fast does it go?
It registers 120.
A 440 motor.
No. The one I'm going to sell's got a 318 in it.
Oh, okay.
But now, it
So
only
you saying
had...
that it pegged at 120 and you don't really know what the top speed is then?
No, I haven't actually got out and tried it out.
Oh, okay.
That old, I'm not going to ride with you.
Well, you'd have a hard time with this one. This one needs a little work. But the body is in pretty good shape. You changed the fluids. A guy bought this car, and he bought it in '76. It was about 3 years old. And it hadn't been run in about 8 years or so because he had a heart attack and he didn't do anything with it after that. So... now I've got another 73 Roadrunner, about the same color as this one, and it had 25 bids and brought $10,600, and it's a pretty good looking car too. Of course, this one is this one's had the engine changed in it. It's got a 67 Mopar 383 big block in it.
Wow.
And, to some people, they want all the numbers to match. They want the motor, the transmission, the drivetrain that went with the car. Some people want them souped up, It's, how cars are.
Yeah.
But it says the engine's been replaced with a higher powered Mopar 383 big block. It has a few performance upgrades such as an Edelbrock intake and Excel coil. It starts on the first try, drives down the road. I would expect it to for $10,600.
Well, we've only got a couple of minutes, so we better talk about how to list your car.
Tell us what it costs and how you.
Okay, so
what you do
I've
there.
looked up a little bit on selling your car, and it says that if you can sell locally or nationally, a local listing is free and covers all buyers located less than 200 miles from you, and it doesn't charge a fee when you sell your car and allows you to upload 24 pictures, which sounds like a pretty cool deal. That's great.
That's a pretty good way to
Yeah.
sell.
Now,
Real good.
if you do a national ad, with a final selling price of $2,000 or less, there's a $60 fee. If your car is sold at $2,000 and above, it's a $125 fee. But if you don't sell, then you don't have to pay anything. What was it? You get like 25 pictures or something like that with it too. So what do you have about, like, so what if you sell a car and somebody doesn't pay you for it with a $10,000 car? Is it just the same as regular eBay deals where?
Well, I would say that if they don't pay you, the car hasn't sold.
Yeah.
So it looks like you wouldn't have to pay anything to me.
All right.
I've sold a couple of cars on there, but it's been quite a few years. And the last one I sold, you paid a $75 flat fee. That was local, national, international.
Oh, okay.
This one actually shipped internationally. It went to the Netherlands.
No, okay. But did you arrange that shipping or?
The buyers arranged the shipping.
Okay.
They actually flew over here, and brought the money and paid for the car, and they arranged to have it shipped back.
Huh. Did you help them arrange? Because how in the world do you ship a
There was a
car to the
company out of
Netherlands?
California that came down, and they brought an enclosed car hauler, and they had a picture of a car, and they went around the car. They took pictures, and they wrote down every little thing that was wrong with the car, all the little dents and dings in it, and anything that might be a liability issue
Right.
for them if something was different. So they done that, and they had you sign off on it, and then they loaded the car up and took it away and put it on a container and shipped it across the ocean.
Wow. Do you have any idea what it costs the people to do that?
I don't know what it cost.
Okay.
And I'm glad I didn't have to pay it.
Cost as much as buying
Probably
the
as
car,
much
possibly.
as I paid for the car. But these people were really, really happy to get it. And they asked me something that was, I wasn't really thinking at the time. They asked me if I wanted to be paid in euros or dollars. So, I'm saying, well, we want dollars.
So,
But, I was thinking, later on about a conversion rate, but they would have rounded it
they
down.
probably would've,
You wouldn't
yeah.
have gotten no more money.
yeah, it would have been gambling at that point. So,
Yeah, so.
all right. Well, I think we've run out of it, haven't we?
We have, but we'll do it again
Another show away.
next week, same time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening on Thunder Radio.